of my Facebook followers messaged me this week and asked if I could make cherry cheesecake. And although I have not made cheesecake more than like 2 times in my life, I am going to attempt it. So I'm going to be using my own recipe that I'm making myself. But I do know that you want to wrap your springform pan in foil so no water can get it in if you bake it in a water bath. I have graham cracker crumbs and I'm going to add some melted butter and some brown sugar. And we're going to mix that together. Now it's time to make our crust. And I don't know how good I'm going to be at this, but I'm going to try. Okay, I used this glass to get it in and I think it's about as good as it's going to get. So now we're going to go bake this. This thing is done baking now, so we're going to set it aside and let it cool off while we make our filling. For the filling, we're going to start off with some cream cheese. And we're going to cream that up until it's nice and smooth. Once that's creamed up, we're going to add some sugar. Cream that in. And I'm going to switch to using a whisk now. And we're going to add some flour too. And whisk that together until it's smooth. Then we're going to add a pinch of salt, some vanilla, and whisk those 2 in too. Then it's time to add in your eggs. We're going to whisk those in 1 at a time until it's all mixed together. And then lastly, we're going to add some sour cream. And we're going to whisk the sour cream in too. And now we have a Dutch oven with boiling water in it. And we're going to put our graham cracker crust in here for the water bath. And then we're going to pour this filling in there. And you want to make sure the boiling water doesn't come up more than halfway over the side of your springform pan. And now this is where the cherry comes in. We take cherry filling, and I made this myself with the recipe in my book, and we're going to dollop it over the top of the filling. Once you have it all on there, we're going to take a toothpick and we're going to spread that through. Just swirl it in until it's about even. This is kind of what it should look like. So now it's time to go put this in the oven and bake it. Alright, I just pulled this thing out of the oven. It looks perfect and I think it's done. So now we have to let this cool off until it's almost cold before we do anything with it. Okay, this is pretty much cooled off now, so I'm going to take this out without the foil on it. And we're going to take a thin bladed knife and cut around the edge of it so it doesn't crack when it cools off. And now we're going to cover this with plastic wrap. And we're going to put this in the refrigerator overnight to cool off. Okay, it's been about 24 hours since we stuck this in the fridge, so I am eager to taste this and see if it's any good. I'm just going to take the outside ring off. And I'm going to leave it on here for now, and I'm just going to cut a slice out.
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
It's active?
This is what it looks like. It turned out perfect the way it looks. Now we still have to taste it. I can't get over how perfect this looks. Let's take a bite. Heavenly, oh my gosh, it is so good. Now I made this recipe myself and it's a pretty simple recipe, so if you want the recipe, it's available in my Amish cookbook if you click the website link on my profile.